Welcome to Tibet This Week, where we bring you a weekly news edition on His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Tibet, and the Central Tibetan Administration. These are the headlines. Drepung Monastery offers His Holiness the Dalai Lama the golden throne of Je Jamyang Choeje with a long life prayer. About 100,000 register for the upcoming Tibetan general election. Tibetan Parliament in Exile holds Interfaith prayer ceremony in Delhi. Kalon Gyari pays courtesy visit to Karnataka's Home Minister. Inter-Parliamentary Group for Tibet in European Parliament condemns China's latest mass arrest of Tibetans. Tibet House Japan conducts Tibet Awareness Workshop for Tibetans in Japan. Tibetans worldwide continue to celebrate the 36th anniversary of conferment of the Nobel Peace Prize upon His Holiness the Dalai Lama. On Wednesday this week, His Holiness the Dalai Lama was offered the golden throne of Je Jamyang Choeje of Drepung Monastery Institution. At the official enthronement ceremony that was held at Drepung Monastery in Mundkot, South India, His Holiness the Dalai Lama was presented with a gold and bronze sculpture of Je Jamyang Choeje collectively by His Eminence 𝒊𝒃𝒆𝒕, the chief abbot of Drepung, and by abbots of Drepung, Komang and Bloseling, symbolizing their respect and gratitude. A long life prayer ceremony was also offered to His Holiness the Dalai Lama by Drepung Monastery. In a further gesture of reverence, the former abbots of 𝒊𝒃𝒆𝒕 Monastery presented His Holiness the Dalai Lama a wheel of dharma on behalf of 𝒊𝒃𝒆𝒕 Monastery. Drepung Monastery was founded in 1416 by Je Jamyang Choeje Tashipaldin, one of the most revered disciples of Je Tsongkhapa. The golden throne of Je Jamyang Choeje Tashipaldin has been offered and accepted by the subsequent Dalai Lamas from Kendun Gyatso, the second Dalai Lama, through Thubten Gyatso, the 13th Dalai Lama. This time, continuing the tradition, upon the request of the Drepung Monastic Institution, a formal enthronement ceremony of His Holiness the Dalai Lama to the golden throne of Je Jamyang Choeje Tashipaldin was observed. The ceremony saw the presence of heads of monastic seats, the Chief Justice Commissioner, the Speaker of the Tibetan Parliament in Exile, Security Kalon, members of Tibetan Parliament in Exile, and many guests among the members of monastic communities and lay people that numbered in thousands. The Chief Election Commissioner, 𝒊𝒃𝒆�្�, disclosed that a total of 91,042 voters have been registered for the 2026 election of Sikyong and the 18th Tibetan Parliament in Exile. This includes 56,749 registrations from India, Nepal and Bhutan, and 34,293 registrations from overseas. On Tuesday this week, the Election Commission of the Central Tibetan Administration convened a press conference providing updates on voter registration, briefed the media on awareness programs conducted, and addressed matters related to the forthcoming Tibetan general election. The Commission has issued 8 supplementary guidelines outlining the conduct expected of local election commissioners and election officers, as well as the responsibilities that the general public must uphold to ensure the successful conduct of the upcoming election. The Commission also briefed the media on the Election Commission's decision to revoke the voting rights and candidacy of 2025 and 2026 Sikyong candidate Tashi Tobgil for violations of the regulations stipulated in the Charter of Tibetans in Exile and the Election Commission's electoral rules and regulations. Last Friday, Tibetan Parliament in Exile held an interfaith prayer meeting at Rajghat in Delhi with representatives of 8 religious traditions. Speaker 𝒃𝒆𝒕 𝑻𝒊𝒃𝒆𝒕 in his opening remarks highlighted the lifelong commitment of His Holiness the Dalai Lama to promoting universal responsibility, harmony among religions, and the message of peace across cultures and nations.
Here we peer or offered not only from individual tradition, but also through shared aspiration for peace, healing, and harmony in the world.
Representatives of Baha'i, Buddhist, Christian, Hindu, Islamic, Jewish, Parsi, and Sikh communities each offered prayers in their religion, reflecting their unique spiritual tradition, while signifying unity in diversity and mutual respect among religions. The All-Party Indian Parliamentary Forum for Tibet, in collaboration with the Tibetan Parliament in Exile, also celebrated the 90th birthday of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, bringing together members of Indian Parliament from both houses and across party lines. While expressing gratitude to the government and the people of India for their unwavering moral leadership and generosity towards Tibetans, Speaker 𝒃𝒆𝒕 𝑻𝒊𝒃𝒆𝒕 in his address urged parliamentarians for continued support and solidarity. The forum unanimously adopted 5 resolutions, including the support for the Tibetan people, to celebrate His Holiness the Dalai Lama's 90th birthday and recognizes His Holiness's spiritual and cultural legacy. Kalon Gyari of the Department of Security, Central Tibetan Administration, paid a courtesy visit to Dr. Je Jamyang, the Home Minister for the state of Karnataka, last Friday. During the meeting, the security Kalon expressed sincere gratitude to the government of Karnataka for its unwavering and continued support towards the sustainability of Tibetan refugees' livelihoods in line with the 2014 Tibetan rehabilitation policy of the Government of India. Upon inviting the Home Minister to visit Munkot and Dharamsala, he expressed his wish to seek audience with His Holiness in Munkot in weeks to come. Last Thursday, the Interparliamentary Group for Tibet in the European Parliament has expressed serious concerns over the reported mass arrest of around 80 Tibetans and communication blackout imposed following a peaceful protest against illegal gold mining in Kashi village, Kham province of Tibet. The co-chairs strongly criticized the criminalization of peaceful environment protest, stating that it constitutes a serious violation of fundamental rights, including freedom of expression, peaceful assembly, and environmental protection. The group further called for transparent and independent investigations into the reported crackdown and urged the People's Republic of China to release all individuals detained. Last Saturday, Tibet House Japan hosted a workshop for more than 20 young Tibetans living in Japan, underscoring the importance of active advocacy for Tibet and strengthening their cultural identity. The event provided a meaningful space for participants to reflect, engage in discussion, and explore ways to make positive contributions to the Central Tibetan Administration. Dr. 𝒊𝒔 𝾂𝒄𝒆𝒄, representative of the Tibet House Japan, offered an insightful briefing on the current human rights situation inside Tibet. He emphasized the importance of staying connected to Tibetan heritage and encouraged attendees to consider how they can deepen the ties between Tibetan community and Japanese society. This past week, around 800 Tibetans in France and around celebrated the 36th anniversary of conferment of the Nobel Peace Prize to His Holiness the Dalai Lama in Paris with cultural performances. 𝒃𝒆𝒕 𝒊𝒃𝒆𝒄, member of the 17th Tibetan Parliament in Exile and representative Drepung Gyari from the Office of Tibet, Brussels, attended as chief guest. A commemorative event was also held at Je Jamyang Choeje Weekend School in Antwerp, Belgium, where the European Tibetan liaison officer 𝒃𝒕 𝒊𝒃𝒆𝒕 attended the event as the chief guest. The Tibetan community in Korea organized the 4th Peace Seminar with the theme, The Path of Harmony, the Light of Peace, to promote peace, interreligious harmony, and a deeper understanding of Tibetan and broader peace traditions. The seminar brought together religious leaders, scholars, performers, and participants from diverse backgrounds to engage in dialogue, reflection, and learning. The program was structured into a photo exhibition titled The Life of the 14th Dalai Lama, ceremonial sessions, academic lectures, and interactive segments, creating a comprehensive platform for both reflection and discussion. That is all for this week's edition of Tibet This Week. See you in the next one.